JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 17th of December 2020. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff, guys. But yeah, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. So yep, feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top, guys. Yeah, so jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German DAX, and look at this beautiful move, guys. I mean, I talked about this recently, and basically what I was saying, that yes, if we get that pop above that 13,460 territory, my next target is the 13,795 territory, which is the current highest point of this year. We had a good move here today towards that area, but as you can see, we kind of failed to move all the way to that level actually, but started kind of correcting a little bit lower. Now, of course, this is not the kind of the end of the game here. If depending on how this is going to end today, we might see a further move higher tomorrow. Also, depending on how the U.S. equity market is going to perform. For now, I'm very careful with that. Yes, everything's kind of still leaning towards the upside, and I am still leaning a little bit more towards the upside. But again, at the same time, we need to kind of understand that we had already decent moves here to the upside, so maybe a bit of a larger correction to the downside could be possible. However, we're not seeing that correction yet, and we're not seeing any indication yet, so we cannot really talk about that. So that's why if you're trying to kind of go short here on somewhere here, guys, be very careful, because again, there's no kind of clear indication yet that we are ready for a reversal. It might continue. We might, for example, tomorrow here, if you can see the past three candles here, these daily candles, we have been opening with a positive gap to the upside. So basically we have ourselves runaway gaps here. So maybe tomorrow we'll have another opening gap here to the upside, and we could reach that 13,795 territory that I was talking about. So again, that's why, guys, wait for the signal, wait for the sign, and then we could consider maybe a potential kind of a larger correction to the downside. But at the moment we're not really getting that, so be very careful with those shorts. And NASDAQ 100, so this one is pushing nicely to the upside. If we take a look at the price and where it's currently sitting at, because yesterday we saw a nice move higher, we saw another all-time high being formed here, and yeah, we'll see that, for example, right now the cash index is currently trading near the 12,733 territory, so well above yesterday's close, and we'll have a nice opening gap here to the upside. So let's see how far this can travel, but again, at the same time, guys, be very, very careful, be very cautious. And of course, like I said, be very careful with those shorts, because for example here, it's a good example, NASDAQ 100. We can see that we have these runaway gaps here to the upside, and yep, we have several of those, and we're gonna have another one. So in a way, those gaps might continue on going, but of course, don't get me wrong, eventually we'll see a correction, but will it be right now, or will it be a little bit later? Now that's where I would probably stick to the idea of waiting for that signal first. Even if you're not catching the peak here, guys, it's fine as long as you get the direction right. So don't try to kind of focus on capturing the kind of the peak, let's say, focus on if we see we start seeing a clear kind of reversal signal, then we could start looking at maybe some downside here. But at the moment we're not really getting that, so that's why I'm saying that there is still a chance for this one to move higher. S&P 500, also similar story. Yesterday we tested the all-time high area near the 3,712 zone, or actually we failed to reach that area, but that's fine because the cash index right now on the S&P is pushing higher, and it is above this level, the 3,712 zone. So we are above the 3,715 territories, fractionally only, but nevertheless it's a new all-time high. And well, keep your eyes on that one, and let's see how the market is going to open in 8 minutes. But like I said, we'll have a nice opening gap here to the upside. DXY is pushing further south. We are moving further below that psychological 90 territory and below this 89.96 level. I talked about this level previously, so now my next target is the 89.23 level, but only if we get if we see the price today in this daily candle staying below this 89.96 level. If it doesn't, yep, I'll be very careful, guys, here, because we might see maybe a bit of a corrective move here to the upside. However, if it does, then my next target is that 89.23 level. So let's keep an eye on that one. And just a quick reminder of what that level was in the past. That's basically the lowest point of April of 2018. Now, jumping into gold. Gold is popping nicely to the upside. Of course, weaker dollar is kind of helping this commodity to move further north. This morning, what I was talking about was that excuse me. This morning, what I was saying, that in a way, if this barrier somehow does provide good resistance, this 1,875 level, then maybe we could see a bit of a correction here to the downside, and maybe we could see here a possible range. But what I was also saying, that if we get a break through this area, if we get a break through this territory, this of course confirms a forthcoming higher high, and of course if this daily candle stays today above this 1875 territory, this kind of increases the chances for this commodity to drift further north. And as I said before in the beginning of this week, my next target then is the 1899 level, or in a way we could round it up towards the 1900 zone. So that's going to be my next target, and and then if we do reach that area, I'll take it from there. For now, I'm keeping an eye on this daily candle. If it stays above this 1875 territory, wonderful, good news for the buyers. We could consider a further move north here. But if it somehow drops back below this area and closes the day below this 1875, maybe we'll get ourselves, or not, well, actually not maybe, but we'll get ourselves a false breakout here, and maybe then, yeah, we could consider a move to the downside a little bit. However, like I said, everything's looking quite positive for now, and if the DXY continues to slide, well, I mean, guess what? This could continue sliding as this could continue rising as well. And I'm talking about actually not as well, I need to rephrase that. So if DXY continues to slide, gold will could continue moving higher, but again, like I said, keep your eyes on this 1875 level. Now WTI Oil, beautiful move towards this 48.64 zone, and yep, we've reached that target, this highest point of March. Now the big question here is, can we see a hold up here? Of course, I'm not going to rush into anything yet. It's already, I would say, too late to chase it, unless if we get a nice correction here to the downside. Now that's where it could become an interesting moment to step in, and maybe then, yes, drive the commodity further north. Now don't get me wrong, I mean, it could continue rallying, but at the moment, to be honest, I'm quite careful here, because we are near this key resistance area, which is the highest point of March. If it continues somehow to provide resistance, then it continues to provide a holdup, then yeah, a bit of a setback here could be possible. A bit of a small correction south here could do the trick for more buyers, because if the price somehow manages to remain above this short-term upside line, then another round of buying could be possible. So yep, consider this idea, guys. Let's see how this is going to play out. But of course, all eyes are on this highest point of March near the 48.64 territory. Okay, Bitcoin. I mean, look at this move. I mean, guys, I mean, this is just amazing and just fantastic. This morning, we're still hanging below this 23,000 territory, and I was saying that my next target is that 23,000 territory, and I'm gonna take it from there. So basically what I mentioned today, and if I look at the monthly chart, that's what I was talking about. Basically what I was saying, that my next target is the area around that 23 territory. So you can see that yes, we had a good move towards it. We actually even overshot it, but now there is a bit of a consolidation, I think, happening on the, let's say, even I think at a 5-minute chart. Yep, so there's a little bit of a consolidation here, but let's see if this can continue pushing higher. But at the moment, don't get me wrong, this move is quite astonishing. It kind of brings us back to December of 2017 here. So yeah, let's see how far this can travel and where will this resistance area be, because in a way, if we look at this, if the previous historic data, well, we can see that January might be a downer here, and we could see maybe the price drifting lower. However, December is not finished yet, and let's keep an eye on how far this can travel higher, and if the 23,000 territory will be the one that could act as a potential area of resistance. AUDJPY. So jumping back into the daily chart, the pair did try to move higher here. This when I last time looked at the AUDJPY, I was saying that keep your eyes on the 78.78 territory, because if this one somehow provides resistance, then yes, we could see maybe a bit of a hold up here, maybe a setback here. But if this area gets broken, then higher levels could be met. So previously also when I was saying that we could be seeing here a possible bullish flag, if you remember this week I talked about this, and yes, in a way part of the idea worked out, but didn't really kind of, the rate didn't really stay above the 78.78 zone, because what I was saying that in order to get comfortable with the bullish flag situation, I need to see that daily candle kind of pushing strongly above this 78.78 zone and then kind of remaining above it. But as you can see, this is what we're having here right now. Yen buying somehow kind of resumed, so let's see if the yen buying actually kind of goes further into tomorrow. But again, let's not speculate on this too much. And if the yen buying comes back here on a heavy side, well, keep your eyes on the equities, and yep, let's see how all that is going to play out, guys, because then maybe equities could reverse. But again, let's not over speculate for now. Still, don't get me wrong, for now this could still look quite positive, but as I said before, I'll stick to the 78.78 zone. I would need to see another push above it in order to get comfortable with higher areas. USDJPY, this one is on the contrary here. I mean, we don't really have a hugely weak yen. We have a very weak US dollar, and that's the result we're having here. Or should I say the other way around? I mean, we don't have a really strong yen, but we do have quite a weak dollar. So that's the kind of the effect we're seeing here. And yep, the pair is drifting lower. It tested this 103.18 territory, and also it broke below the low of the 12th of March of this year, which is around the 103.05. So if this continues to move further south, and we see the daily candle remaining below this territory, below this 103.05, then yes, lower levels could be met. But again, for now, let's see how all this is going to play out. For now, I'm keeping an eye on this hurdle, on this support zone, and yeah, if the daily candle stays below it, then further declines are possible, guys. So yep, be very careful on this one. Now GBPZD. So here the pair is trying to kind of or should I say, it's flirting with this 1.9060 level. I talked about this previously. It's also flirting with this 21-day EMA, because as you can see, we did get yesterday a pop above this 21-day EMA, but we didn't really see the daily candle kind of staying above it. So that kind of raises a few concerns here around the around that bullish kind of scenario, because if the pair continues to fail to remain above the 21-day EMA here on the daily chart, then maybe actually not all is good in the bull block, and we could see this one correcting a little bit back to the downside. If you want to take a bit of a positive approach here, then I would still kind of stick to that 1.9060 territory, and then I could go for some higher levels, but not at the moment, guys. I mean, like I said, at the moment I'm just observing this one. And finally, EURUSD. So good push higher. We are still trading above this 1.2215 territory. My next target is the 1.23 zone. Yeah, let's see if that can be achieved. For now, the positive thing here is that the rate remains above this 1.2215. Okay, as long as it stays above this area, then I'm going to continue being positive with at least in the near-term outlook. But if this starts somehow reversing back below this 1.2215, then, well, maybe we'll go for a bit of a larger correction here to the downside towards this upside line taken from the low of the 4th of November. But again, with the downside, it's a little bit too early here for now. For now, I'm targeting the upside, and my next target is the 1.23 zone. Of course, as long as the pair stays above the 1.2215 territory. So I hope you guys found it useful. I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. If you want to catch my video tomorrow morning, as always, my Trader's Espresso, 7 o'clock GMT time. I'm going to have a look at some of these instruments, some new ones, and then, yeah, I'll take it from there, guys. So have a wonderful evening, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.